Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our conference, Creation of Innovative Trade and Exhibition Complex, NY Trade Center. Let me introduce our speakers. Dr. Cyrus Poonawalla, the chairman of Poonawalla Group, founder of the world's largest vaccine manufacturer in India. Mr. Koen Naum, the chairman of NY Group. Mr. Kuldeep Kumar Varna. Please meet Dr. Cyrus. Do you want to say something first, and then I'll speak? May I start? Please meet Mr. Koen. Good afternoon. First of all, we, NY Group, are the initiators of this project. We just see a huge potential of this country, despite the current situation. Ukraine is an agrarian country. A lot of products are growing in our country. A lot of products are exported. We analyzed this direction for a long time in order to create wholesale trade places, as such places don't exist. I don't want to give examples of such markets at 7th kilometers, as it's something different. It's 2018. All countries of the world are one step ahead, moved towards automated systems. To build such markets here, in Ukraine, there are no such financial resources nowadays in our country. Therefore, we had to contract our friends abroad who have such a financial resource and ask them to invest in our country. We are talking about Kyiv region. Everyone knows about the situation which occurs in our country. Proceeding from it, very few people want to invest. Most of other people are frightened by their current situation. I managed to convince our close friend to become partner and start the implementation of this project. The idea of our project is to build a huge wholesale market with 10,000 premises and places. We are talking about more than 10,000 workplaces, and we realize that today we need such project. Because our country produces and grows a lot of products. So this project has right to be. We are also talking about the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. There is no analog of such a project in Kyiv. While in the world, in Mexico, Brazil, etc., where such projects have already been working for years. Talking about the second project, it's going to be a huge exhibition center. Today, when exhibitions take places all around the world, meanwhile, we don't even have a worthy exhibition center to hold similar events. It's quite sad. I personally attended an exhibition of armed forces in Ukraine. There was no place. Crazy traffic jams on the way. Therefore, in all countries, exhibition centers are located outside the city, not in the city. In that case, people don't get stuck in traffic jams for 5 hours and get late for exhibitions. Our project is not just a wholesale market, it's also exhibition center. We are talking about 105 hectares. So you understand the full scope of the project. Logistics is the most important in this project. For a long time, we searched for a suitable location. The project requires immense territory. Frankly speaking, it was very difficult. We have found perfect location in 13 kilometers from Kyiv on the Odessa highway. This location will certainly be comfortable for residents. Talking about wholesale trade, we understand that huge percent of delivery will be from Odessa by trucks. So preferably they should not drive through the city. They should deliver their goods, turn around and drive back to their origins. That's why we analyzed logistics. Later, we also understood that we got lucky, because a new main district road of Kyiv will be going through the location which we choose. It's very important. We will avoid trucks in the city. To be honest, it took me a long time to reach here today, due to the fact that there are a lot of trucks on the capital highway. So that's our project. Our friend Mr. Cyrus Punavala from India, who really loves our country so much, and he has seen huge prospect in our country. How and where we move, we quietly move to the European level. Together with us, he has agreed to take part in this project. Therefore, I consider that our project has right to be in this country, especially in Kyiv region.
Я считаю, что наш проект имеет место быть в этой стране и, естественно, в Киевской области. Сейчас мы, наверное, попросим.
Please let's introduce our next speaker, Mr. Cyrus Punavala.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here with you and with my friend Naum and Kuldeep.
Всем привет.
I don't know whether you can understand my English or you'll have to translate.
Не понимаю, надо перевод делать или вы понимаете английский язык? Понимаете? They know.
So I've come here 2-3 times. I like the country and the people. Already my company Serum Institute of India is providing from UNICEF vaccines
Serum Institute продают здесь через UNICEF очень много вакцин.
For all the children, protection in your country.
In нашей стране.
And now I seriously look at this project of my trade center, but I have to study more about it, and I'm interested in it, but decision will be taken much later.
Проект, который есть, который Наум говорил, он этом серьезно думает и дальше будет решать этом, как можно дальше делать. Я не такой хороший переводчик, за это, если какие-то ошибки, не дайте вниманию.
So this is the position at the moment, and I go back to India and think about it, and I will inform them in due course.
Как он вернется в Индию, будет думать это, будет читать, и потом он скажет, когда и когда мы начнем это все.
Thank you.
Спасибо.
Прошу. Thank you, Dr. Cyrus.
Thank you very much.
I would like to emphasize the following points. It is personally my initiative concerning this project, because all of us want to live in this country, do something in this country, and develop this country. We are engaged in business worldwide.
Искать, конечно, нам, то есть мы занимаемся бизнесом по всему миру,
So time ago, I established my NY Group company. The company works in 15 countries nowadays, but I want to do something good and useful in the country where we have received a lot of kindness. I personally talk about myself as a father of 3 children. I want my children to grow up and lie in a good country.
Хотел бы, чтобы мои дети росли и учились и жили в хорошей стране.
All the projects which concern NY Group arrive from around the world, from Dubai, Azerbaijan, etc. We bring our projects into Ukraine because we plan to do business here. During a long time, we have prepared for that and decided to do it in our country. Because we live here, so our business should be also here. It's personally my vision, based on the fact that our friend, Mr. Punavala, has visited our country a lot of times. He has seen huge prospects. The fact that we have no such project still in our country was a surprise for him. Sometimes it's difficult to explain why we don't have it already. In future, I want to ask all competent authorities to contribute and help to promote this project. Also, I want to ask them not stop it at any levels. Support of the government is very important. We did a huge part of job. We have attracted the investor who can finance $500 million. As you understand, it's difficult. Yet we did it, and I hope the government will support this project, because it's more social than a business project. We are talking about the project which will provide a lot of workplaces, goods turnover. Because of the fact that many countries are ready to sell to us, our country sells too much to others. I suppose everybody knows that we are the leaders in selling sunflower oil. I want to emphasize that we want to do business in the country where we live. We invite all our friends and partners who can be investors to our country to build businesses here in Ukraine. We think we'll start this project on January 2019. Again and again, I want to ask our government to help us in this project, to stop bureaucracy. When investors face with such a problem, it frightens them a little. For example, some time ago, I met Professor Fisher, who planned to open a pharmaceutical business in our country, and at one point he got scared and said he was not ready to risk. Proceeding from this experience, I want to ask to avoid bureaucracy, to look worthy to our investors who want to create a business in our country. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, any questions? Please meet Ukrinform journalists. Could you please describe more detailed where should shopping center be located? If I right understood, it should be in 13 km from Kyiv, right? It's going to be in 13 km from the center of Kyiv on the Odessa highway. One more question. If I right understand, it's just a project, and you will begin build it in 2019, am I right? The project will start in January 2019. Initially, to talk about the project, we had to understand where we would start building. The second question, with whom we would build it. would we have money for it? And just after all, we could declare the project and start it. In a word, we put it together like a puzzle. We found a place, an investor. He's our co-investor partner who will invest in our project together with us. We, from our side, prepared it all. And right now, we'll begin prepare all the documentation, etc. When are you planning to open it? For market opening, we need around 24 months, 2 years. It's regarding the market.
Речь идет о 24 месяца, то есть 2 года. Это касательно рынка, да.
So you will open it in 2 years.
Ну, если у нас, я еще раз хочу, вы
Of
знаете,
course, we would like to open it in a less time, but everything depends from our government. If they will support us and will help us during all this project, as it's a social project. From our side, we have already finalized financing. While in other countries, you ask the government for a place to build for social projects, they provide it to you. But in our country, we have to buy this place for ourselves in order to create the project.
Если в других странах приезжаете в страну и просите государство выделить для социального проекта участок, то в других странах его предоставляют. А в нашей стране нам приходится самим покупать такой участок для того, чтобы создавать наш проект. Поэтому как бы тут зависит еще больше от именно...
Also, could you please specify you are going to sell there just pharmaceutical products or something else? No, there is no talks about selling pharmaceutical products. It's just that Mr. Punavala company produces vaccines. 75% worldwide vaccines produces by his company. In addition, he also deals with construction. He invests in other sources, so we don't talk about vaccines. We are talking about wholesale market, the food market, the clothing market, and the construction market. All we need for construction. So we will have 3 directions. Also, we will use new technologies. Trucks will stay in place with open back part and sell their goods. But for this technology, we must build a certain complex where people will be able to visit and choose any goods. It's a good idea considering our weather conditions. We can't build it on open air because of the winter. There are a lot of analogs in the world, so you can see it. The second project, it's going to be an exhibition center, which will include 3 hotels. For example, when I have visited any exhibition, it's not very convenient to get to exhibition from the town. So hotels should be located on the territory of exhibition center. You wake up, then you visit exhibition and come back to the hotel. Therefore, we should build it somewhere away from the city center, where it would not interfere with the life of citizens. There are a lot of markets in our town, but most people sleep in traffic jams just to reach there and get back home. Based on this, our goal is to build it somewhere away from the city for the convenience of residents. In most big cities of the world, trucks are forbidden to enter inside the city, but unfortunately not in our country.
Поэтому наша цель именно логистика, создать это именно в том месте, где это не будет мешать жизни города. Еще раз, то есть в нормальных больших городах мира уже давным-давно запрещается вообще форум посещать, ну как бы в город заезжать, а у нас как бы они еще катаются, поэтому вот наша цель.
Thank you. Any questions? Could you please specify, you told that all the territory will occupy 105 hectares. All this territory will occupy the market and exhibition center or just for market? That's correct. All these 105 hectares will be divided for wholesale market and for exhibition center. When are you going to start the building of exhibition center?
Це після ярмарки,
Вы знаете,
We plan to start building it after the market, because we are talking about a huge project. It should be hard to combine these two projects. We are talking about new technology market, as markets that exist at the moment are not comfortable. In winter, visitors and sellers have to wear fur coats inside the markets, sellers have to place their products on the ground, etc. Our goal is creating a comfortable and aesthetic place where people will be in comfort. Everything has to be aesthetic and on the European level. We are not interested in creating of an already existing market. Our concept is unique in Ukraine. It works around the world, even in much smaller countries than Ukraine, even in the countries which have no agrarian. Our country has got it, and we can't sell anything to other countries, because we've got such resources. For example, Europe. We are their best friends. I think they will be our first clients to purchase Ukrainian products.
Где это выращивать, и есть люди, которые, допустим, для Европы мы сегодня, наверное, самые хорошие друзья, и я думаю, что они будут первыми клиентами для того, чтобы скупать украинскую продукцию.
Which additional infrastructure you see in your project, besides the hotels, parking, something else? We will have around 30,000 parking spaces for the market. First project should include the market parking. Second project will include exhibition center, where people can hold exhibitions, from agrarian technique to jewelry exhibitions. We've got no place for huge exhibitions for international forums nowadays. Also, we think it will be a good idea to build there a huge concert hall with up to 7,000 places. We want to bring happiness to our country, but there is no place for it. So there should be 3 complexes, including exhibition complex and 1 concert hall with up to 7,000 places. Any questions?
Немає?
Would you like to add in conclusion? One more time, I want to ask our government to take a part in this project and help us in this project. Actually, we did a huge job to attract investors to our country, and we just don't want to be in an awkward situation. So we are looking not for a financial help, but we want them to help us to build this social project in our country. Thank you.
Не финансовая, а помощь именно касательно государства, что приняли участие и помогли вот зародить этот социальный проект в нашей стране. Вот что просим.
Ми вам дуже дякуємо за увагу.
Thank you very
Учасникам
much for
бажаємо
attention.
успішного втілення і мінімум перешкод на шляху. Дякуємо.